bewitching hour. Yeah.
So, hello. Emperor's Melkor here, and I know a lot of you liked my last review videos of Dark Funerals, right? So get this, we're going to do another reviews on the greatest black metal bands of all time, Dark Funerals, but their new album. We are still talking about. So let's get ready, because this is really a great album, another album that has zero skips. And as you can see here, this is a very rare limited vinyl that is red. Let's even look at it. Let's look at it. And this is Gill-boy's first Dark Funerals albums. You know, that's a really fun band. That's why they have the name Funs in the band, Dark Funerals, alright? So side A's, look at it. Isn't that cool? And then of course side B's. Now I know what you're saying. The last record was red, yes, but as you can see, this one is just kind of more like, you know, dark red. The other one was kind of like translucent reds, and it's a little see-through. This one's just kind of like pure reds. It's totally brutals, right? Sauce. Yeah, okay. So hang on, let's go put this back. So I'm gonna put this one here. Right. Okay, so hang on. Right, okay, hang on. Okay. Right, hang on. Alright, so yeah, so we've already kind of in the previous videos and the first really metal reviews Melkor did with you already has discussed this band. And so like I said in that videos, we could really discuss the history of this band for like 3 hours, but Melkor doesn't have that kind of time to spin with you poses, so we're just gonna kind of go over a little bit on this, right? So really, well, first of all, hang on, I'm getting ahead of myself, I'm sorry. So I'm kind of excited because I really like this album. But yeah, so here's the lyrics sheet, right? So and I'll read you some lyrics, don't worry. You know how these reviews go. But here is the current lineups of the band. Look at them. Oh no, I know it's no Emperor Magnus Caligula, but Hellhammer's is really brutal, and his stage presence is sauce. You could tell he's very metaphysically aware, okay? And he has a beautiful voice of a demon, and honestly is a really phenomenal frontman for this band. Although I know a lot of us love, you know, the Emperors, and I know you love me too, because I'm a better Emperors, but we've already discussed that in the previous videos. But anyways, Dark Funerals, they totally kick ass. They're just fucking shreds. Look at them. Look at them. Yeah. That's who you should all strive to be, right? Okay. I'm glad that we're kind of on the same page. So I think it's time to look at the notes, right? So basically, that kind of current lineup actually started in an album that I need to go get from City Warehouse, and that's Where Shadows Forever Reigns. Another great album that has that iconic song Nails Them to the Cross, which you should do to every Christian, honestly. So basically, Hellhammer's, you know, he's the frontman. He's really the frontman from Grawl, which is another brutal band, Dumgod and Cursed 13, right? And then the bassist Nat, who was from, I think it was Withershins, or Withershin? No, I think it was Wintershins, yes. And Angreps joins the ranks of this kind of incarnation of the band, and then that incarnation did Where Shadows Forever Reign, and they have that iconic song Nail Them to the Cross, right? And let's see, so They basically did that albums, right, in I think 2014. Yeah, I think it's 2014 or 2015. So around that kind of time periods. And then after that, they went into the studios again and they recorded, of course, the album we're here to talk about. We Are the Apocalypse, right? And so this is in May 2021, I believe. So the band reported they are going to enter the studios and give you the most brutal 7 studio albums imaginable, so right? And then the band completed the album in September of 2021. And then in a Facebook post from November 2021, the band stated their 7th studio album will be entitled We Are the Apocalypse and is scheduled to be released on March 18th, 2022. And it came out and it totally kicked everyone's ass, right? So that's pretty much the only kind of real like histories, I guess, about this albums. I guess we could kind of discuss about how like you know, their styles of music. You know, it's black metal, so traditionally it pertains to Satanism and anti-Christianity, right? So that's all really good and stuff, but certain past and present members, including Lagoon, Arham, Koigler, and Shagmore, have each declared an affinity for Satanism, with Arham and Koigler notably being practitioners of Levian Satanism, Sakas, whatever. And in their earlier years, their lyric themes usually revolved especially around depictions of hells and Satan. And Emperor Magus Koigler joined the band. Their lyrics came to focus more on blasphemy and anti-Christian rhetoric, although there have been several exceptions for this. And other themes explored in the music include underworld, eschatology, hatred, misanthropy, theistic Satanism, and black magic. And of course, you know, okay, whatever Levay, theistic Satanism is far superior and more brutal. So just follow that instead. Don't be a poser bitch like this band. But anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about the song titles. So, and that is side A, Night Falls, right? And then the most iconic song from this album, which we should all do, is Let the Devil Sing. So, and then When Our Vengeance Is Done, and of course Nosferatu. Okay, brilliant light side. Nosferatu song, so beautiful, so great. So actually started that like someone should take the footage of Robert Eggers' Nosferatu and incorporate it in the music videos with this, okay? And then of course side B has one of the most beautiful songs Melkor has ever heard in his entire life, and that is When I'm Gone. So when I go and return to my throne in hell to be with Lucifer's and Malak's, I need you all to play the songs at my funerals and have fun at the funerals, right? Make sure it's a dark funerals. Yeah. So, and then it goes into Beyond the Grave and a beat to praise, and of course Leviathan. Such a great song. The music video is really beautiful as well. So don't worry, Melkor will review that in another separate videos in the future. And then we finish off the most brutal black metal albums to come out in years with the title track of the albums, We Are the Apocalypse. Honestly, Gill-boy got into the band through these albums, and I have to say, I was the one who took him to this brutal music festival. Rats and Dark Funerals opens for Cannibal Corpse, and this band really, hang on, it got me in the eyes. The left eye, that's a sign from Satan. Okay, so anyways, so they're a great band lives. Hill Hammond is a great frontman, and honestly I want them to come back to America, specifically to Texas, so I can take Gill-boy to a real show, so I can finally see non-poser bitch shit, you know, and see true musicians shred fucking guitars. But I'd have to say, out of all the black metal bands that I have seen live, I have seen them I think 3-4 times, and they are so brutal. They really are, and they need to do a really big tour, another tour for this album, or the albums that hopefully they're working on now. And so when they do, they need to come and be as headliners. And when they're headliners, they need to play for more than 20 minutes, because you gotta play for at least 40 minutes. So one of the last times I saw you guys played like 8 songs and then left. It was totally brutal, but come on, I mean, you're headlining, guys, so do at least 12 songs, guys, got the materials, guys, you can't, Melkor will help you sing if you need help, so guys, I can play instruments really well, so anyways, I hope that you get closer to Satan, you know, and realize he's real and not this symbol for rebellions, and then you could maybe play longer than 40 minutes, I'm just saying. But anyways, so hopefully you'll get your shit together and stay brutal still and make some better albums, and then I could smoke cigarettes and watch you and get tobacco poisoning and vomit all over the crowds. It would be so metal. So anyways, I hope that you all really listen to Melkor's, because you know I'm never wrong. No, that's why I'm Impro Melkor. And you really need to give Dark Funerals a chance. They are the best band you could ever listen to. And it'll really increase your spiritual life in ways that you could never imagine. Because again, this band will really help you with depressions, and it'll really make you realize the things that need to be done. So I really hope that you fall into the deepest despair, actually, and get possessed by Satan when you listen to them. I hope you're probably too much of a pussy to listen to this music, because all you know is Adele, or you know other shitty fucking bands like Sleep Tokens or Taylor Swift, or what's the other one, Keith Urban's, right? Or what's the Maroon 5, yeah? Yeah, you like that? Your sex is on fire? Well, I'll tell you what's on fire. Fire eternity is when you burn alive in the temple of Irhams. We break all your bones and hear your puny prayers. Yes. And the great Leviathan will rise from the sea and block out the suns, right? And you'll turn into a Nosferatu and be damned just like me. And then when I'm gone, I won't realize, but you know, that's what happens to us black metal kids, is that we are the apocalypse, right? So then we're gonna come and we're gonna destroy all your shits and piss and shit all over your shitty fucking country musics, and we will burn you all at the stakes and nail you all to the cross like you deserve. So anyways, I'm gonna go head out now and record more of my bands, and I think I'm gonna go and steal some more fireballs, because that shit was pretty brutal. So I ended up vomiting profusely after that last video, but don't worry, I ate the vomit because that's pretty black metal, because it's fucking disgusting, right? So anyways, I hope that you all have a very shitty fucking day and feel like you need to do what needs to be done, because there's too many of us. We need to bring back the plague, like cattle decapitation says. But anyways, I gotta go now, so I've gotta probably get ready to review my next videos. But until then, stay brutal. I made you wait for it. You really thought I was gonna leave you hanging like that? Sorry, I had to go attend to some stuff because you couldn't hear it because I edited out of the video, but the basement door was being slammed on. It's like someone was screaming to be let out, but don't worry, those sounds won't have to be edited out in this video, because it's already been dealt with, don't worry. So anyways, speaking of which, I made a new bassist again. It's hard to find a good bassist, so I really understand black metals. But I'll tell you what is black metals, and that is, of course, Dark Funerals, right? So we already discussed this albums, guys, then us, right? But it's about to be the witching hours, and I realized that I actually forgot to read you the lyrics, but perhaps if I wasn't disturbed by a poser, I would have remembered. So to do this album and this illustrious bands, these Knights for Sight and Justice, we're going to read a couple of songs for you now, okay? And that is one of the most popular songs on its albums, Let the Devil In, right? So it says, I take a deep good look inside myself. I open up the gates to let the devil in. He's riding on the shadow of my soul, and everywhere I'll go, he'll be there walking beside me, the bringer of chaos. Through my eyes, he sees the world, and the voices, they are guiding my hands. I open up the throat to sacrifice the Lamb of God, and let the warms and flowing bloods fulfill my emptiness, and let the devil hear the futile, painful, soundless screams. It's kind of like the screams that just came from the basement. False. He's riding on the shadow of my soul, right? Open wide the chest to feast upon the beating heart, and let the pulse arouse my flesh and our eyes can see. So deep within the dark, when all is black, we're marching on. We'll wander through the flaming pits of hells, where hungry beasts have waited since above the time, a fire-born and eager to consume, to scorch the earth, to burn the world, to cleanse the filth, and drown it all in blood, the bringer of chaos. So my eyes, he sees, excuse me, through my eyes he sees, and my hands are no longer my own. I open up the throat to sacrifice the Lamb of God, and let the warm and flowing bloods fulfill my emptiness, and let the devil hear the futile, painful, soundless screams. I open wide the chest to feast upon the beating heart, and let the pulse arouse my flesh, and our eyes can see so deep within the dark, when all is black and all is gone. It's so brutal. Falls, Hellhammer's great lyricist, as you could say. Then let's say those Leviathans, yeah. So along the mountains lie, like mules in the dark, worlds of endless depths, drowned in waves under the light of the moons. Across the raging sea the giant serpent crawl, through the night far below the surface, like a raving echo from the past, the great Leviathan rise. Right? Falls, for where he roams there is no peace, no stone will ever stand. The end is nigh, and day becomes a memory to slowly fade. When he rises from the abyss to slowly drag us down, to tear apart what we have built, and show us all the ends of the world, the great Leviathans. Yeah. And from the west he strikes and sinks his teeth into the hands and mind and soul, memories of fading hopes and futile dreams, as he rises from the abyss, constructing every man to swallow hearts and souls, and bring us to our destinies. The great Leviathan, great guardians of the void, ascend from the pitch black seas. Below the fabled moon in the skies, the winding of time and space persists, and the light horizon is transformed by the blackness of our hearts, and from the big black hole that holds in the dark of every man's, the precipice, the dark abyss, the well we have been drinking from, we arise anew, fated by a broad of light to mold our skin and rip to shreds the things that we are leaving behind. It's the great Leviathan. It's great songs, right? So this album is really brutal, and every song on here is great, and I think it's gonna maybe read you one more song, and that's Nosferatu, okay? Far beyond the shrouded gates, at dawn I rest on ancient soil, and through the endless halls and stay till darkness rules the world again. I roam the misty roads at night. I am the dream that made you feel the dark. I am the wolf you'll never see. When you wake, you'll be down just like Smith. With spreading my wings to hunt where there is no light. I am the mist and the worms in your grave. I am the terminal breath upon your necks, and in your dreams you will be dead like Smith. I am giving you breath, your blood, my life's eyes, and bringer of the disease, the Nosferatu. Right, okay, so the wind will drift beneath the worlds and be released from dismay and grief. Then at the lungs no longer breathe, and when the soul is detached from the heart, yeah, good, feastings upon your sapid bloods, I am wrath that haunts your fair souls, I am your darkest fantasies. If you survive, you'll be damned just like me. I'm sinking my teeth to feed, and blood gives me life. Awful breath and the end of your strife. I am the merciless school, a sinful beast, and in your dreams you will be dead like me. I am giving you death, your blood's my last. I am the bringer of the disease, the Nosferatu, from the ghastly grave and the trender's myth. So we make us our glorious arrivals, for we are superior seed of Belials, and barren fields from beyond, from the fields of the great black death, from the great of the scorched earth, for the blood in your pulsating veins, we have come to rule the moonlight. Nuts. Sauce. I would love to just read the whole lyrics to you, but you need to listen to the albums on your own, and I cannot recommend When I'm Gone. That's all really good songs, okay? They have great albums here. This album is a masterpiece. It is already a classic, okay? So, again, get this records, listen to it, it's really great. And I just want to go ahead and say I apologize for having two cassette videos short, but I'm sure that I can get this to be edited on, so you're probably like, what do you mean, Melkor? But I'll leave that to Gill-boy's editors, because that's a witchcraft that is beyond me. I only really know how to do certain blood magics and necromancies, and just basic black magics, like summoning sight and stuff. Anyways, I got to go get rid of a body downstairs, so I'll see you guys next witching hour, so stay brutal.